Hello, my name is Erick. I work in business development for Codilation. We're a team of website developers, software engineers, and just overall super nerds. We develop apps and websites in the obvious technology hub that is Fargo, North Dakota. That summary of my life sounds dreadful to most of the world, but I absolutely love my community and I love my job. Every week I meet incredible people who are absolutely inspiring. They have new business ideas or are spearheading giant projects to make our community better, or just are smarter than me and have great professional knowledge to share. I thought it would be relatively selfish to keep all of this information to myself, so I decided to start a little talk show. Welcome to my office.
My guest this week is Dr. Travis Helmers. He and his wife are part owners of HealthSource Chiropractic, and this absolutely makes sense because he is one of my personal health sources. I wanted to talk to him a little bit during this time about being healthy, and we wanted to practice our social distancing while doing this, so we had a normal breakfast at the shack, and then we just talked about stuff over a Zoom call in this week's episode. All right, welcome Internet. I'm here in a weird episode of my office where I'm in my bedroom and not knowing what to do with all this coronavirus, so I thought I would just kind of bring my friend Travis Helmers on, who works for, he owns part of HealthSource Chiropractic because he's my health source. So Travis, welcome to the show. Again, this is your third time, so you're the most appeared person that we've had on here. Can you just tell us a little bit about your business and how you guys are holding up right now?
Yeah, so we are a full-service chiropractic clinic. We offer chiropractic services such as the adjustment, and then also we do have a rehab base, so we provide lots of therapeutic exercise and other modalities such as ultrasound or traction for the cervical spine. And right now, obviously, with things going the way that they are, we're just doing a really, really good job of disinfecting, cleaning like crazy. Our staff has been super, super awesome at making sure that after every patient's on a table, that we're wiping stuff down. We've been social distancing patients in the clinic, making sure that, they have 10 feet or more between the next person, even in the clinic. So it's been very, very cool just to see how our staff has responded and how patients are still really excited to get in, because a lot of them are definitely needing that care, especially some of the people who are in extreme amounts of pain.
Right, and we talked about this before. I don't know when my days and it's all just a blur right now, but it's taken some of the load off of the local hospitals, which is important. We were supposed to go to the shack today,
Mm-hmm.
and you made it.
I made it. You are snowed in, so.
I honestly, today I am working from home because of the snow, and that's the only reason, and that's what we're gonna go.
Yeah, that's what I mean, April snow. You can't go anywhere. It's too
April
wet.
snow is it's the most demoralizing snow I think that there is. And I'm wearing my baseball shirt and there's no baseball. Right. It's snowing, and I feel like March. I miss when March Madness was us watching a lot of basketball.
Right. Now it's April Madness snow, and the only thing worse than this was the October 6th snow that we had.
Honestly, it feels like last month went so slow that April came and now it's snowing. It's in a time machine and we're going backwards. Which
I know. One of these days.
I can't handle that. And so you went to, what did you get at the shack today that I didn't get to have?
So I go for this is always my go-to when I go to the shack, but they hooked me up with the country fried steak and eggs with hash browns and toast. Does also you could have the options for pancakes instead of toast. I felt like I wanted to walk and be somewhat mobile today, so I opted for the toast instead of the pancakes. But yeah, always got to go. I don't think you're going to be able to see the eggs in there very well, but I go sunny side up on the eggs. I'm one of those.
Trust both of us, and just go to the Shack. It's
Yes.
some takeout from the Shack, support some local small businesses if you can.
Yeah, and it's just been really good, and that's one of the things my wife and I have been doing really is trying to support, especially the businesses in our area of North Fargo. But we have been trying to get out to any businesses in the area just to support, and especially in this time of need, I know a lot of people have had to change up how they're doing things. Obviously, even like yourself, you guys are, more remote now versus in the office working and collaborating together that way. So it's just really cool to see how the communities to really striving to do the most that they can and keep our community thriving, I guess.
Right. And I think we all are just trying to do what we can to help each other. And I even bought beans from 20 Below because I never had coffee that like I had to make more coffee this month than I had my entire life, and like it wasn't very. I wish I was at the Shack. I made this white girl coffee, and like I didn't put enough scoops of sugar in it. You can taste the coffee. And it's like, oh man, I just want to go back to having someone bring it to me, and this is crazy.
It's much nicer. The drive-through coffee, right?
It's just bizarre. It's a weird time for everyone. So
Yes.
you kind of talked about some of the tips or what your staff was doing. What are some tips that like normal people can do to kind of stop the spread of the virus?
Yeah, so some of the things and basically what my wife and I are doing, to really mitigate any of that stuff is one, we've been trying to lower our stress levels. One of the things that we do a lot of is really just not try to be on too much social media right now. And if we are, it's trying to find some really funny things to make us laugh. So the other day we watched John Krasinski from The Office. We watched his Some Good News Network.
Yeah.
It was super hilarious, but just really good to see some positive things out there. And one of the big reasons for decreasing stress is stress really causes more cortisol throughout the body, which is a stress hormone, and obviously causes us all to hold on to more toxins. So, the more stress we get, obviously, the worse we're going to feel, right? So one of the other things is just trying to eat as healthy as possible. I still like to have my Shack, obviously. There's healthier options than the country fried steak, but I like to go hearty. I'm a rural boy at that. So
Yeah.
but I would say, eating really good food, limiting sugar intake is one thing that we've been trying to do as well. And just, eating more organic if we can help it. And then the last thing is plenty of sleep. I think all of us, and this is a good time for a lot of people to catch up on sleep. I mean, if you have children, I'm sorry, maybe not as much catching up for you guys, but when you have only dog children like we do, it's been nice to try and catch up on sleep and make sure that we're well rested, because that just keeps you, nice and strong and healthy that way.
And that's an interesting take to boost your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly didn't think that right. And I brought some props, and this is eat healthier. I'm like, these are 3 family-sized things of goldfish.
Now if you eat those all in one sitting, that should be some sort of Guinness World Record, I feel.
No, this is 3 weeks of me not eating out, but chipping away quite a bit every day at my my big jugs of goldfish.
Well, so I feel like you need donations of goldfish, so to keep you going. So if anybody thinks Erick is starving,
you just told me to eat healthier.
Right. That's the big thing too. And then I would say as well, supplementation wise, my wife and I, and even Dr. Mindy and a lot of our staff, we've just been trying to do our core 4, which is a fish oil to help decrease inflammation in the body. We've been taking vitamin D which acts a lot like a hormone, and that helps boost the immune system. We've also been taking probiotics to have good gut health. And then one of the big things as well is the multivitamin to fill in the holes of the diet that we maybe aren't getting through regular eating. And then another thing that we've been taking is our HealthSource immune supplement. It's olive leaf extract with the main ingredient oleoprene. It just helps boost the immune system. It's kind of like an echinacea or ginkgo biloba, those things. But what's really nice is you can continually take it versus only a short-lived time like the echinacea, for example.
Sure. Do you sell those at your clinic?
So we do, yes. We have all those supplements that I just mentioned at our clinic, and just really good to help, fill in holes of your diet and also help with just overall body inflammation, which, again, if you have less inflammation in the body, definitely can help that immune system as well.
I like that. And so you're in our Master Networks group with me, and every week we meet, and every week we stretch. And I don't know about you. Well, your home office actually looks kind of nice. Mine's pretty thrown together.
Yeah.
And less than ergonomically perfect. We'll just say that. Do you have some like stretches that we could do, or advice to like keep some of those aches and pains from working at home?
Yeah, couple big stretches. You and I can do them on the screen right now. For the neck, especially when we're sitting here, I always like to just take my hand and then I pretty much just put it underneath the chair or sit on it, just depending upon the chair that you have. The first one is going to be for what's called the trap muscle that runs right here on the neck. And all we do is we just literally pull to the side. And we hold that for 30 to 90 seconds typically, and that really helps get that muscle. And this is one of the muscles when you're stressed or you're hammering away on the computer at your house, you tend to use this one quite a bit. We get in that hunched phase right there. The other one is we just turn our head at about a 45-degree angle, and then we reach over and we kind of pull down at that angle. This one's pretty easy to remember if you just think of it as a deodorant stretch. So if you're ever in a public setting in the future and you need to check, you can just tell people you're stretching.
I don't know if I really want to check my pits this week because it's going to be disappointing.
Yeah, I know.
Home.
You're conserving water as well, I heard. So
I'm conserving a lot of water. I'm not getting, like, I put this hat on, but hair's getting kind of out of control.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where this beard hair combo
That's
gets
funny.
to the end of this.
Yeah, I'd say those are two of the main neck stretches. One of the big things as well is just getting up and moving around. We're not really meant to sit as humans. We're meant to be up and walking around. So I always tell people, try to set a timer for every 20 to 30 minutes if you can, and get up and walk around and do a little bit of stretching around the house, or even, there's so much things on YouTube now to like do a nice little yoga workout or those things like that, or just a stretching routine that you can find on the internet. So it's really, really good. And I know actually at HealthSource, we have a YouTube channel now, and we've been putting a lot of cool videos up on there with stretching or different things that you can do to benefit your health.
And Maddie, I know that you're not filming, and I'm terrified that this is going right because I miss you. But if you just want to put their link,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
somewhere-ish, and on the screen, that would be great. So let's talk about, you and I are friends because we're nerds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, amongst things, but we're nerds. What's the nerdiest thing that you've watched or like rewatched during this quarantine?
So I would say, I'm just trying to think of some of the things that I've been watching. I actually just read through the Chronicles of Narnia, so that's pretty nerdy. And then I watched the 3 movies that they have, the newer ones anyway. Mm-hmm. And then my wife and I have been watching Friends. Well, she's been watching it mostly, and I pop in, but it's kind of an interesting take. We love to watch the 90s films, and sometimes we've been watching some Home Improvement as well, which is always fun. Yeah. Yeah, we get our grunts on, so it's pretty fun. So it's just a good time to go to, and yeah, I'd say that's been one of the big things. And actually off of Friends, so one of the deals was Joey had his book that he liked, and then Rachel had her book, which her book was Little Women. And my wife read that book, and she's like, there's a lot of good lessons for men in here. So I was like, well, I'm always good and can learn and be a better man maybe. So I picked up, and that's my nerdy reading right now is Little Women.
It doesn't hurt. So I've been re-listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks, and like,
Yes.
Me and the VP of marketing, Wilson, he's got this sweet wizard hat today.
He's Dumble Wilson.
Dumble Wilson
That's perfect.
helping us out with everything. And is there, and I forgot to put this in my list of questions, but I remembered it now. So yay me. You are one of the more studious people that I know. What's a good self-help or a recommended self-help book that someone can read with?
Yeah. One of the most fun books that I've actually read, and it's kind of about discovering yourself, is Paulo Coelho. I never say that name right, but The Alchemist. Super, super cool book. It's kind of more of a story format, which makes it really fun to read because there's a story in it versus just do this, do that type of thing. And I felt like that was a super good book to really reflect on yourself and think about, things in your life and what you should be happy for. And then I've actually really enjoyed Lewis Howes, who's a big podcaster. He has the School of Greatness podcast, but he also wrote a book called The School of Greatness. And I just read that one, and there's a lot of cool little exercises in there that you can do to make your perfect day, or what do you want your business to look like, those types of things. So really, really cool books. Those are two highly recommended ones, and they're about 200 pages a piece, so short reads.
I couldn't remember who told me to read The Alchemist before, and then you brought it up again and say, oh yeah, Travis reads it because he reads everything.
Some days.
Yeah, I don't want your shack food to get cold. Did you have anything else?
No, I just wanted to say thanks for doing the Zoom meeting, and it's kind of nice to do your show, and I'm just really thankful that you've been pulling people in the community to help them out. And I just love that. I miss you on my Tuesday mornings now that we don't get to see each other every Tuesday, but I look forward to it. And I would just acknowledge you and say thanks for bringing people together. I know you've been having a lot of Zoom meetings, so I hope that people continue to have Zoom meetings with you and watch your podcast. And
me too, because I'm going this is minimum security prison for extroverts right now, and I'm trying to do my part and stay involved in it. And so where the only way you're going to get this is to leverage your network. So talk to people and talk to your friends. And yeah, thanks Travis for taking some time this morning to be on the show again on our weird Zoom format. And yeah, have a good, safe weekend, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, more guests.
That's the way to end it right there.